Okey. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. Okey, so kita akan teruskan kelas kita pada hari ini. Okey, kita akan masuk ke body compound dan saya akan playkan video untuk you tengok. Okey, saya akan playkan nanti. Okey, yang hadir tolong listkan nama kamu dekat ruangan komen. Okay, and saya ingatkan lagi sekali untuk setiap grup yang present tu nanti you all kena sediakan soalan, at least 3 soalan. Okay, before we start our class, kita recite doa dulu sama-sama. Okay, so saya mula dengan subtopik yang pertama lah. Okay, grup yang pertama. Okay, saya akan playkan video daripada grup Syafiqah. Okay, so grup Syafiqah tolong bersedia dengan soalan .
Hi guys, so today kita akan belajar chapter 6 iaitu carbonyl compound. Chapter ini mengandungi 4 subtopik, but today kita akan belajar hanya 2 subtopik iaitu 6.1 dan 6.2.
First, let's look at 6.1 structure of carbonyl compound. The general formula of carbonyl compound is CnH2nO, and the functional group must be carbonyl. For your information, carbonyl compound is a polar compound which is carbon is partially positive and oxygen is partially negative. At the end of this lesson, students should be able to give the general structural formula of aldehydes and ketones.
Okey, sekarang kita sudah pernah masuk subtopik 6.2 iaitu nomenclature of carbonyl compounds.
At the end of this lesson, students should be able to draw the structures and name the carbonyl compound according to the IUPAC nomenclature for aldehydes and ketones. IUPAC nomenclature for aldehydes, basically the parent's name will end with al. The number of carbon atom in the longest continuous chain that contain the CHO group provides the base name for aldehyde. The E ending of the corresponding alkane name is replaced by al and substituents are specified in the usual way. For example, alkane will be alkanal and propane will be propanal. Okay, let's look at the first example. We have hexane here because the longest chain of carbon have 6 carbon, so the name of this compound will be hexana. The second one is we have pentane as the parent's name, so the parent's name will be pentanal, and we have ethyl and methyl at the carbon number 2 and number 4, so the name of this compound will be 2-ethyl-4-methyl pentanal. For example number 2, we still have pentane as the parent's name, and we have a double bond at the carbon number 3, so the name of this compound will be 3-pentanal. And the second one, we have butane as the parent's name, and we have hydroxyl at the carbon number 3, so the name of this compound will be 3-hydroxyl butanal. And example number 3, we have a propane as a parent's name, and we have cyclohexyl stay at the carbon number 3. So the name of this compound will be 3-cyclohexylpropanol. And lastly, we have ethanediol. Okay, next, let's take a look at the IUPAC nomenclature and common name for aldehydes compound. Okay, first we have methanol, and its common name is formaldehyde, and ethanol, the common name is acetaldehyde, and lastly we have benyl methanol, and the common name is benzaldehyde.
Next, we'll be going to naming ketone. So everyone must know that C double bond O must be in the between of a carbon to make sure that it's a ketone and not an aldehyde. So the general changes that we have for ketone is, for example, we use propane. Your E at the back in your propane changing to O and E to represent as a ketone. So propane here to become propanon, and the propanon should be like this, with 3 carbon and the C double bond O position in the between of the carbon, and this is your simplest ketone you can have. Another example is butane to become butanon, with the changes E to O and E to represent as a ketone. So butanon here is a 4 carbon ketone and should be like this. So for the numbering, to make you easier, you have to remember for 3 carbon and 4 carbon ketone does not need to put numbering, such as 2-pentanon, 2-propanon or 2-butanon, because we can see that C double bond O in propane should be in the center to name it as a ketone, and same goes to butanon. So for these 2 compound of ketone should be forever 2-propanon and 2-butanon. Therefore, it is not needed to put the number. Next, what will happen if you have 5 carbon ketone? The first thing ever, we need to find the C double bond O position must get the lowest number. So the name for the first structure should be 2-pentanon, because of we start counting from the left side. Moving to next structure, we can see that the position C double bond O is in the middle of carbon, which is carbon number 3, and the number should be 3-pentanon. For the last structure, we need to define C double bond O should be in the lowest number. So counting from the right also will be 2-pentanon. So do we need to put the number of position C double bond O in 5 carbon? The answer is yes. We need to put the number if we having 5 carbon of ketone and above. Next, let's move to IUPAC name and some common name for ketone. The first one is propane with 3 carbon of ketone, or also named as acetone. Acetone here is the common name for propanon. Another IUPAC name we have is 1-phenylethanol, which is actually your acetonphenol with a benzene ring attached to C double bond O CH3, and the common name is acetophenol. So we need to highlight these 2 common names. Next, let's try to naming some compound of ketone. The only condition we need to know is the C double bond O in the longest carbon chain must get the lowest number. Starting with C double bond O here, and then find the longest carbon chain. In this structure, we can get 6 carbon of ketone that name as a hexanon as a parent name, and the position of C double bond O here is at the carbon number 3. So the full name is 3-hexanon. Another example here, starting with C double bond O again, and then we got the longest carbon chain with 5 carbon and name it as a pentanon. Again, the position of C double bond O here is at the carbon number 3, but we also have 2 compound of methyl that act as substituent at carbon number 4 and carbon number 2. And the full name will be 2,4-dimethyl 3-pentanone. Last example, we have C double bond O here, and get the longest carbon chain name is hexanon with the position C double bond O at carbon number 3. Next, we have another 2-methyl compound as substituent at carbon number 4, and also we have cyclopropyl at carbon number 2. So the complete name of this ketone is 2-cyclopropyl 4,4-dimethyl 3-hexanon.
That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, very good explanation. Okay, congrats tu kumpulan siapa yang bentang tadi? Saya lupa dah. Siapa yang bentang ni? Oh, Nurunisa, kumpulan Nurunisa. Okay, so Nurunisa kata soalan ada dekat hujung slide. Okay, cuba tengok nombor 1. Okay, kumpulan Nurunisa boleh respon pada Syafiqah and Nurunisa and the gang Okay, nombor 1 boleh jawab and alias Syakira. Okay. Boleh jawab soalan nombor 1 tu. What is the name of the compound? And Nurunisa, Syafiqah and the gang boleh respon pada jawapan kawan-kawan awak ni. Okay. Okay, apa nama compound nombor 1 tu? Okay, boleh jawab dekat ruangan komen Boleh jawab soalan ni dekat ruangan komen. Determine ketoaldehyde. Okay, so dia bukan suruh okay, cuba namakan dia. Boleh tak namakan dia? Okay, keton lah. Sebab apa? C double bond O tu diapit dengan 2 karbon yang lain. Okay, kalau aldehyde, okay, dia must be berada di hujung. Okay, di hujung compound. So, C double bond O mesti attach dengan hidrogen. Okay, cuba try namakan compound ni. Apa dia? Sebelum kita pergi, sebab kita ada banyak masa lagi kan. Okay, so apa nama compound ni? Cuba namakan compound ni. Apa nama dia? Ya, nama, okay, memang dia ketone tapi nama iPad name dia. What is the iPad name of this compound? Cuba jawab. Cuba jawab. Okay, kalau kita tengok kat sini, ini adalah cyclo. Okay, cyclohexanon. And then pada carbon number 2, kita ada 2-hydroxy, 2-methyl, cyclohexanon. So, kita, double bond O tu automatik pada carbon yang pertama. Okay, number 2. Okay, kat number 2 kat sini, dia adalah apa? Ketone ke aldehyde? 2-hydroxy, 2-methyl. Okay, cyclohexanon. Okay, Alia Masarah cuba jawab betul lah tu, tapi ejaan tu salah sikit N-O-N-E bukan M-E Okay, number 2 tu. Number 2 tu. Okay. Ketone ke aldehyde? Okay, actually question number 2 ni dia mengelirukan. Sebab apa? Dia ada 2 functional group. Bila ada 2 functional group ni, you kena pasti yang mana priority. Okay, functional group yang akan jadi priority. Okay, nanti kita akan belajar nanti kemudian. Okay, kalau kat sini dia, kalau kita tengok dari segi functional group kat sini, dia adalah ketone. Alia Masarah dia jawab ketone. And number 3, apa jawapan untuk question number 3 tu? Dia adalah ketone atau aldehyde? Okay, number 3 adalah aldehyde sebab C double bond O dia attach dengan hidrogen. Okay. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. gempak dia punya muzik. Okay, so very good. Okay, so you dah boleh baca 6.1, 6.2 macam saya kata. Dia tak ada beza sangat dengan topik-topik lain, cuma dia yang berbeza adalah functional group. Okay, you dah tengok penerangan kawan-kawan awak, lepas ni boleh tengok balik video and boleh baca balik nota. Okay, sebelum saya reinforce balik dalam kelas. Okay, kita pergi kepada second video. Okay, 6.3. Okay, tak nak play lagi. Okay, so okay, dengar baik-baik. 6.3 ni tentang apa? Okay, preparation of carbonyl compound. Okay, preparation of carbonyl compound. Ini 6.3 and 6.4 sekali ke? Kumpulan Ifah, Alia and Raihanah ni. Ada tak Ifah ataupun dalam ni? 6.4 sekali kan awak kan? Alia Syakira. Raihanah mana? Ifah ada? Tak ada wakil kumpulan ni? Okay, tak apa, kita tengok dulu. Dia hantar 6.3 je kat saya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kita akan sambung subtopik 6.3 Preparation of Carbonyl Compounds. Jadi kita teruskan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jadi hari ini kita akan sambung subtopik 6.3 Preparation of Carbonyl Compounds. Dalam subtopik ini, students should be able to explain the preparation of carbonyl compound through oxidation of alcohol. Terdapat 3 jenis oxidation of alcohol yang sepatutnya student tahu, iaitu dalam primary alcohol, secondary alcohol dan tertiary alcohol. Bagi primary alcohol akan menghasilkan produk iaitu aldehyde apabila dalam keadaan PCC iaitu pyridinium chlorochromate. Bagi secondary alcohol pula akan menghasilkan produk apabila carboxylic acid with stronger oxidation agent iaitu KMnO4 dan H+ ataupun K2Cr2O7 dan H+ dipanaskan dapat menghasilkan ketones. Dan for the tertiary alcohol yang merupakan salah satu alkohol yang special sikit, di mana alkohol ni tidak akan menunjukkan any reaction sebab tertiary alcohol tidak dapat oxidize. So kita tengok oxidation of primary alcohol. Kita boleh tengok general equation reaction dia, di mana primary alcohol bertindak balas dengan PCC dan CH2Cl2 dapat menghasilkan aldehyde. Bagi primary alcohol, student boleh ingat dia hanya bertindak balas dengan mild alcohol iaitu PCC CH2Cl2 dan bagi primary alcohol hanya remove 2 hydrogen sahaja. Jadi kita boleh tengoklah example dia di sini, which is 2-penyl ethanol bertindak balas dengan PCC dan CH2Cl2 menghasilkan aldehyde. Kita boleh tengok di situ terdapat 2 hidrogen hilang apabila bertindak balas dengan PCC dan 2 penyl etanol yang merupakan salah satu contoh primary alcohol. Okey. Kita boleh tengok sekarang oxidation of secondary alcohol. Bagi generation A reaction dia pula R berkaitan dengan CHOH dan R prime iaitu secondary alcohol. Bertindak balas dengan KMNO4 dan H plus dipanaskan bagi menghasilkan keton. Selain itu, secondary alcohol juga boleh bertindak balas dengan PCC CH2Cl2 yang mana PCC CH2Cl2 merupakan my alcohol dan KMNO4 pula dan H plus pula adalah strong alcohol. Tapi dia juga menghasilkan produk yang sama iaitu keton. Selain itu, dia juga dapat bertindak balas dengan K2Cr2O7H+. Dan kedua-dua reagen ni dalam keadaan dipanaskan. Jadi kita boleh tengok example dia. Salah satu secondary alcohol iaitu isopropyl alcohol CH3CHOHCH3 bertindak balas dengan K2Cr2O7H+ dipanaskan menghasilkan aseton. Example yang kedua, CH3CH2CHOHCH3 yang merupakan salah satu example for secondary alcohol iaitu 2-butanol bertindak balas dengan KMNO4 dan H+, apakah H2SO4 menghasilkan 2-butanol iaitu CH3CH2C double bond O CH3. Bagi memudahkan student, apabila secondary alcohol bertindak balas dengan strong alcohol iaitu K2Cr2O7H+ ataupun KMNO4H+, akan remove 2 hydrogen dan akan menambah satu atom oksigen di setiap pertambahan hidrogen lah. Seperti kita boleh tengok lah. Bagi example pertama ni, dia kehilangan 2 hidrogen di sini, di ikatan oksigen, dan juga di example 2 juga kehilangan hidrogen dan pertambahan ikatan oksigen. Bagi oxidation of tertiary alcohol, student beritahu bagi tertiary alkohol tidak akan menunjukkan any reaction walaupun terdapat tindak balas antara KMnO4 H+ semasa dipanaskan. Kerana tertiary alkohol tidak dapat dioksidaskan. Jadi itu sahaja, kita boleh tengok soalan. Selamat menjawab. Itu sahaja daripada kumpulan kami. Terima kasih.
Okey, boleh tengok soalan. Okey, soalan yang kawan awak share ni. Okey, predict the product of the compound A and B. Okey, you boleh bagi nama lah. Okey, cuba namakan apa produk yang pertama tu yang you akan dapat. Okey, cuba bagi tahu nama produk. Okey, kita ada first sekali untuk preparation of alcohol, kita kena classify kepada 3, primary, secondary and tertiary. Actually, kalau you tengok, okey, preparation of alcohol, aldehyde and ketone ni adalah daripada oxidation of alcohol. Okey, daripada oxidation of alcohol. You dah belajar dah daripada topik sebelum ni, chemical properties of alcohol. So ada dua ada first you kena classify kan, nak hasilkan ketone. Okey, nak hasilkan ketone mestilah daripada primary alcohol. Okey, you nak hasilkan nak aldehyde, you nak hasilkan aldehyde mesti daripada primary alcohol. Okey, kalau you nak hasilkan ketone mesti daripada secondary alcohol. Tertiary alcohol tak ada reaction untuk oxidation. Okey, so ni basic ni saya ceritalah. Okey, cuba jawab soalan. Sebelum nanti kelas minggu depan saya akan cerita lebih detail. Cuba jawab jawapan soalan A tu yang kawan nak kasih tu. Okey, sambil-sambil ni, okey, grup Ifah dan Alia ni boleh send kat saya video 6.3 kalau ada. So you hantar dua-dua kat saya 6.3 ni. Okey, kalau hantar yang 6.4. Okey. So boleh cuba jawab kat sini apa jawapan dia yang betul. Apa nama produk yang terhasil compound A tu? Kat sini you kena check dululah sama ada dia primary ke secondary ke tertiary. Okey. Apa nama ni? Produk ni. Cuba buat. Apa you dapat nama compound A ni? Okey, grup Ifah dan Alia Syakira ni boleh tengok respon jawapan kawan awak betul ke salah. What is the name of the product yang you dapat? So kalau kita tengok kat sini, okey, dia react dengan potassium manganate dan ini adalah primary ke secondary alcohol. Kena pasti dulu. Okey, tak ada orang nak jawab. Predict the compound. Okey, memang yes, you dah dapat ketone. Okey, tapi nama compound tu apa? Nama compound tu. Okey, Ainul kata ketone. Betul lah you dapat ketone. Tapi apa nama compound tu? Cuba bagi IUPAC name of the compound. Okey. Kalau kat sini ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon. Okey, 5 carbon and the double bond O. Okey, si double bond O tu berada pada carbon number 2. So nama dia adalah 2. Right. 2 apa? pentanol. Okey, 2 pentanol. Okey. Yang lain, okey, cuba yang nombor 2. Okey, so apa nama apa produk yang terhasil ni? Okey, you akan dapat apa kat situ? Ini adalah secondary alcohol. Okey. Syafiqah jawab. Okey. Bukan pentanol pentanol tu dah alkohol. Sekarang ni kita menghasilkan dia, hasil dia, produk dia adalah ketone. Okey. Yang nombor 2. Okey, apa? Dia adalah secondary alcohol juga. Cuba try apa nama produk yang terhasil tu. Okay, give the name of the product. IUPAC name of the product. Okey, kat sini kita ada OH. Okey, dia mengalami oxidation. Kita akan dapat ketone juga. Okey, OH ni akan digantikan dengan C double bond O. So, apa nama produk tu? Cuba try. Okey, kita ada cyclohexane. Cyclohexane sebagai substituents sebab apa? Functional group ada pada chain ni. So, apa nama dia produk ni? Cuba jawab. Cuba predict nama. Ada yang cuba? Ada yang nak cuba? Apa nama produk tu? Yes? Apa nama? Ini dah ganti dengan double bond O. You akan dapat 1, 2. Okey, 2. 1 methyl cyclo. Okey. Ini Amanina cuba 1 methyl cyclohexanon. Okey. Kenapa dia tak jadi cyclohexanon? Okey. Sebab cuba tengok kat sini. Okey, OH ni, okey, double bond ni akan OH ni akan diganti dengan double bond O. So kat sini, okey, karbon nombor 1, karbon nombor 2. Okey, saya tunjuk ni. Okey, karbon nombor 1 dan karbon nombor 2 tu akan jadi parent chain. So, you akan dapat 2 cyclohexyl. Okey, 2 cyclohexyl. Okey, 2 ethanol. Betul tak? Okey, 2 cyclohexyl. Okey, 2 ethanol. Sebabnya yang rantai 1, 2 ni, 2 karbon ni akan jadi parent name sebab dia ada functional group. Okey, so yang ni tak akan jadi parent name. Okay, so ada tak Ifah video? Okay, kalau tak ada, lain kali jangan cuai lah. Okay, saya dah PM awak hari tu kan. Okay, saya akan playkan.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okey, boleh dengar presentation seterusnya dari kelas lain ni. Okey, tentang chemical properties of carbonyl compound. Okey.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we continue our lesson with subtopic 6.4 chemical properties of carbonyl compound. The learning outcomes of this subtopic is at the end of this lesson, students should be able to explain the reactive site for addition reaction, explain the chemical properties with reference to addition with KCnH3O+ or NaCnH3O, plus. The C have A or NaCnH3O plus. The hydrogen cyanide HCN is prepared. At the end of this lesson, students should be able to explain the reactive site for addition reaction, explain the chemical properties with reference to addition with KCnH3O plus or NaCnH3O plus. Okay, first we go to the addition with KCnH3O plus or NaCnH3O plus. The hydrogen cyanide HCN is prepared in C2 by the reaction of mixture of KCN or NaCN with H2SO4. Hydrogen cyanide adds to the aldehydes and ketones to form a cyanohydrides. If you guys can look here, we go to our first example. Here we can see our C double bond O when the C is partially positive and our O is partially negative, and react with our KCN when the K is partially positive, same with our carbon, and Cn is partially negative, same with our oxygen. In this reaction, this C double bond O will break, and the C have new substituent, which is OH and Cn. And this structure called a cyanohydride. In this reaction, what we most important we have looking for is our nucleophile. And our nucleophile for our first example is Cn. Okay, we go through to our second example. Same with the first example, we have our C double bond O when the C is always partially positive and our O is always partially negative. Here we change our reaction with NaCN. Na is partially positive, same with the carbon, and Cn is partially negative, same with oxygen. The product is still same. The C1O will break and make the C is attached to the new substituent, which is OH and Cn, and the product is still same, is cyanohydride. Same with the first example. In this addition reaction, we have looking for our nucleophile, and our nucleophile is for the example 2 is same, is Cn. Next, we go to the reduction to alcohol. Before we talking about the reaction, we have to know what is the reduction agent of this reaction. First, we have a lithium aluminum hydride followed by H3O plus. Second, we have sodium borohydride in methanol, And third, we have H2. Next, we go to the reduction of aldehyde. Okay, here we have our C double bond O. If you guys can look here, this is aldehyde. And react with reducing agent. Our reducing agent for this reaction is H2. In the reduction of aldehyde, the product will make a primary alcohol. If you can see here, only this carbon only attached to the one carbon, and this is become a primary alcohol. Second, we go to the reduction of ketones. We have our ketone here attached to the two more carbon, and this is our C double bond O. And reducing agent for this reaction is H2. This reaction may produce a secondary alcohol because this carbon attached to the two more carbon. Ketones are reduced to secondary carbon. Next, we go to the condensation with 2,4-DNPH. The function of the Brady test is to identify the presence of carbonyl group. Okay, we go to the general equation here. This is our carbonyl group, and this is our 2,4-DNPH. They both react, and if the reaction is positive, the observation will be a formation of orange or yellow precipitate. Next, we go to the oxidation with tolerance regions. Tolerance regions oxidize and aldehydes into the corresponding carboxylic acids. Ketones are not oxidized by tolerance regions, so the treatment of a ketone with tolerance region in a glass test tube does not result in a silver mirror. If you guys can see here, the function of the tolerance test is to differentiate aldehydes and ketones. If you go to the example, this is our carboxyl group, and this silver mirror test is a comprehensive and well-defined test to run against a mirror. In this reaction, we have a same result with a Brady test where we have a formation of orange or yellow precipitate. Last test for this subtopic is iodoform test. The function of this ionoforming test is to identify the presence of methyl carbonyl group in carbonyl compound. If this experiment is positive, the product is formation of yellow precipitate. The product for this reaction, if you can see here, Na plus and CHI3, this is our yellow precipitate.
Okay, so tak ada soalan lain sebabnya ini daripada group library presentation. Okay, so dah habis untuk chapter 6. Okay, boleh tengok balik video. Okay, kamu boleh tengok balik video and you boleh tengok balik video ni nanti dan boleh baca dulu, dan kita akan cari Isnin nanti saya akan tu balik dengan dalam Google Meet. Okay, so itu saja untuk kelas hari ni. Okay, thank you class. Okay, so sebelum you left, okay, yang ada dalam ni ada 12 orang. Okay, dekat sini ada 11 orang. Sebab saya buka dua. Okay, update yang nama awak yang hadir di akhir kelas ni. Okay, update nama sebelum you left. You update nama masing-masing. Okay, dan jangan lupa isi borang kehadiran. Okay, buka Google Form. Okay, okay, update nama. So, selamat kelas dan jumpa lagi ya. Okay, Amiruddin. Okay, thank you. See you again. Okay, so saya akan check form dengan nama kat sini, siapa yang hadir, siapa yang tak hadir. Okay. Okay, thank you Lisa, Imanina. Okay, bolehlah tengok-tengok soalan tutorial, cuba-cuba buat. Okay, nanti sebelum saya tu. Okay, thank you Nurafika. Thank you Syaza. Thank you Alia. Okay, thank you Amiruddin.